Senator Jeanne Shaheen sounds alarm over Trump's Ukraine rare earth deal, a potential Putin-Zelenskyy mineral rights power play. The political landscape surrounding the ongoing conflict in Ukraine has taken a dramatic turn, fueled by a controversial proposal from former President Donald Trump. This proposal, which demands Ukraine grant U.S. firms access to a significant portion of its rare earth mineral reserves in exchange for assistance in ending the war, has sparked heated debate and raised serious concerns among leading Democrats. Senator Jeanne Shaheen, the ranking Democrat on the Senate Foreign Relations and Armed Services Committee, recently returned from a deeply impactful trip to Ukraine, where she witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of the Russian invasion. Her insights into Trump's proposal paint a complex and potentially troubling picture. Shaheen's recent appearance on the One Decision podcast, hosted by former MI6 chief Sir Richard Dearlove, former CIA Director Leon Panetta, and reporter Christina Ruffini, offered a chilling perspective on Trump's proposed deal. She highlighted the inherent complexities and potential pitfalls of a deal that could inadvertently benefit both Vladimir Putin and Russia, as well as Volodymyr Zelenskyy and Ukraine. "I think anything that helps position Ukraine for any peace negotiations is a positive move," Shaheen cautiously stated, acknowledging the need for a resolution to the conflict. However, she immediately injected a note of caution. "Now, what we heard when we were in Ukraine is that 40–50% of those mineral deposits are actually in territory controlled by the Russians. Maybe part of the deal is President Trump is going to get a deal with Vladimir Putin on the mineral rights too. So, that could be a little tricky." This statement unveils a potential double-edged sword. While the deal might ostensibly benefit Ukraine, it also opens the door to enriching Russia's resources and strengthening Putin's geopolitical standing. The intricate web of geopolitical implications is further complicated by Trump's seemingly inconsistent stance on the war and his willingness to engage in negotiations that exclude key players, including Ukraine and European nations. Trump's demand for a 50% stake in Ukraine's rare earth reserves in return for assisting in the cessation of hostilities represents a dramatic deviation from conventional diplomatic approaches. His insistence on this condition, coupled with his rejection of Ukraine's NATO aspirations and acknowledgement that Ukraine is unlikely to reclaim all territories lost to Russia, raises serious questions about the nature and motivations behind the deal. Trump's public pronouncements further fuel speculation. On Wednesday, he announced an impending visit from Zelenskyy to Washington, D.C. to sign a very big agreement that will be on rare earth and other things, without providing specifics. This lack of transparency only intensifies concerns. He also indicated limited security guarantees from the United States, stating that, "We're going to have Europe do that," further shifting the burden of responsibility. This statement coincides with Trump's upcoming meeting with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who has expressed the UK's willingness to contribute peacekeeping troops, adding another layer of international involvement. Shaheen emphasized the importance of supporting Ukraine's interests and positioning it favorably in any peace negotiations. "I do think there is support to do everything we can to help get a peace in Ukraine," she stated. "And from my perspective, one of the most important aspects of that is ensuring that the Ukrainians are positioned in the most positive, favorable way for them. If this deal helps with that, and President Zelenskyy is comfortable signing it, then I support that." This conditional support reveals a nuanced position, prioritizing Ukrainian consent and national interests while remaining wary of the potential implications of Trump's proposal. Shaheen's firsthand experience in Ukraine profoundly impacted her perspective. Her visit to Bucha, a town that witnessed a horrifying massacre of civilians by Russian troops in 2022, left an indelible mark. "It was compelling, disturbing," she described the visit with fellow Senators Michael Bennet of Colorado and Tom Tillis of North Carolina. "We met with the mayor of Bucha, we met with the priest. There had been a mass grave of a couple of hundred of the civilians who were killed. There were over 500 killed in Bucha in that 33-day siege. The final toll is unclear. It was horrific. It was absolutely brutal. Finding the graves, taking the corpses out of the graves." This powerful description paints a vivid picture of the human cost of the war and underscores the urgency for a lasting peace, while highlighting the importance of ensuring that any peace deal does not come at the expense of Ukrainian sovereignty and territorial integrity. The visit revealed the resilience of the Ukrainian people, their unwavering determination to resist Russian aggression. They're willing to resist, and it showed just what a murderous thug Vladimir Putin is, she remarked, condemning the brutality of the Russian invasion and expressing solidarity with the Ukrainian people. Trump's actions have generated substantial controversy, particularly his apparent inclination towards favoring Putin and Russia in the Ukrainian conflict. His unilateral pursuit of a settlement without the involvement of Ukraine or European allies raises profound concerns about his foreign policy approach and potential ramifications for global stability. The lack of transparency and the potential for a clandestine deal involving mineral rights in territories currently occupied by Russian forces adds a significant element of risk and undermines efforts towards a just and lasting resolution to the conflict. The implications extend beyond Ukraine, impacting the balance of power in Eastern Europe and globally. The rare earth element, essential for numerous technological applications, holds significant geopolitical weight, and any deal involving its control carries far-reaching consequences. The international community awaits further details and clarification regarding Trump's proposed agreement, acutely aware of the potential impact on the protracted conflict and future geopolitical dynamics. The situation demands close scrutiny and a thorough assessment of potential consequences before any agreement is finalized.